MSA Sports Center stage, the Quad A game down at Heinz Field. WPIAL championship game between the Central Catholic Vikings and the Pine-Richland Rams. Paul Paterra along with Mike Sackley and Sean Meyers. Central Catholic, I think we kind of expected to be there. Pine-Richland may be a bit of a surprise, but not once the season started. Once they started generating some momentum, they showed that they were one of the best teams in the WPIAL this year.
You're absolutely right. Ben DiNucci has been absolutely phenomenal at quarterback this year, really taking a Pine-Richland team that we knew would be good and turning them into an elite team in Quad A. That win against Central Catholic back in Week 8, I think, shocked a lot of people, and they found a way to get the job done. What he's going to be able to do at Heinz Field, though, against a Central Catholic team that's maybe kind of trying to reinvent itself offensively is going to be very interesting to watch.
And don't overlook the contributions of Connor Slomka, the running back for Pine-Richland. He's been impressive as well, but when you talk about DiNucci, the most impressive thing to me is the efficiency that he works with, completing over 70% of his passes. I believe he had 2 games where he was perfect throwing the ball this season. And we mentioned he really knifed this defense in terms of Central Catholic when they met the first time, but I have a feeling that it's really going to be a much better performance defensively for the Vikings in round 2.
You guys both mentioned that these two teams met earlier this year. Again, Pine-Richland won handily. Will that have any effect on this game coming up?
It's tough to say because Central Catholic is kind of employing a new strategy based on what we saw last week against Penn Trafford and going with the Wildcat. I mean, it was a Central Catholic offense that really hadn't hit its stride, and now all of a sudden they're kind of finding themselves offensively. They've always been good defensively and special teams-wise, so I think that in itself changes the complexion of this game. Pine-Richland's certainly going to put up points, but if Central Catholic can have an offensive game like they did against Penn Trafford this week, I mean, we could see a much more competitive game.
And you talk about that Wildcat for Central Catholic, it was Johnny Patrician, the star defensive back, the star receiver, and the star special teams player as well. It's now doing some Wildcat, and he had a tremendous game. He had almost 200 yards in that victory against Penn Trafford. That's really a new look to this offense that, as we mentioned, really was unexpected, and you have to wonder, will that be the difference in this rematch?
Ben DiNucci, you've mentioned him, the quarterback for Pine-Richland, with a fantastic season. Does he have to be that good again for Pine-Richland to get another victory?
Yeah, I think he does, and I think he has been that good. I think he has the potential to be that good. Central Catholic, if they can find a way to get him to do something on defense they didn't do it last time, that's going to be the critical thing. But Ben DiNucci's having one of those seasons that it's incredible. Look at the numbers he's put up, and I think he's got to do it again at Heinz Field Friday.
You talk about the defense for the Vikings. They got all the way to the state championship a year ago. They returned a lot of those guys, Richie Ryan in the D-line, Patrician as a safety, DeMar Hamlin, one of the best cornerbacks in the entire state. It's not going to be easy. You have the feeling that that Vikings defense really wants to redeem what happened previously. But as you mentioned, if one team's going to be able to put up those many points, it's probably going to be Pine-Richland. So it'll be very interesting to see. A little bit different. It's a rematch, but I think both teams have a little bit different look now than they did a few weeks ago.
Usually the marquee matchup of Championship Friday, the Quad A title game. Pine-Richland against Central Catholic. For Sean Meyers and Mike Sackley, this is Paul Paterra. Remember, that game will be on the MSA Sports Network, and this is MSA Sports Center Stage.